Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, for today's video, we're going to be trying out some new Covergirl things that I found in stores that I'm super intrigued by. Specifically, the Covergirl True Naked Chocoholic Palette, which is apparently supposed to smell like chocolate, and the Covergirl True Naked Peach Punch Palette, which is supposed to smell like peaches. So we're going to be testing those out. I also have a few other new drugstore products that I haven't tried out, and also some new Covergirl products that I have tried out once off camera, but I'm wanting to kind of use them in a tutorial for you guys so you can see my opinions and you can kind of see how everything works. There's a lot of new stuff from Covergirl, so this is going to be fun. All the other products are going to be drugstore, so it'll end up being a full drugstore tutorial. Here is what the final look will look like. So that's kind of what we're gonna get into today. I already did my brows off camera. I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. Really like this. I think today we're gonna start with the eyes since we're going to be playing with these two palettes. Super excited to try those. Whoa! So, for concealer today, I'm going to go ahead and go into my current favorite. Well, can't say that. I have a lot of favorite concealers from the drugstore, but this is the one that I've really been reaching for. I mentioned it in my favorites videos. It's the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer, and it's supposed to be waterproof. Again, haven't tried that out, so I don't know if it's actually waterproof, but let's go ahead and use this as a lid primer just a little bit. I'm actually going to be trying out a new sponge today too. These are affordable. They retail for $9, I think. It's called Practic? It's a more affordable brand under Sigma Beauty. So this is a massive sponge. I put it under the water and it grew like way bigger than all my other sponges. But you know what? We're gonna try to make it work today. So let's go ahead and pat out that concealer all over the lid. Okay, and then I have a new powder I want to try. This is from Revolution, or Makeup Revolution, Revolution Beauty. Still don't know what their official title is now, but it's their luxury baking powder in the shade Lace. I've been wanting to try this for so long, and every single time I've been in Ulta, seriously, for the past 3 months or so, this shade has been gone. So when I saw it, I was like, oh! I'm finally getting to try it, so this is what I'm going to use. The packaging is unique. I'm going to try to like kind of pat some out into the lid. It almost looks like a baby powder container or something like that. Let's go ahead and take some of that powder and press it on top of the concealer to set. So we have a nice solid base for our eyeshadows. Haha, very nice. Now let's try out the Covergirl scented palettes. I think I am going to kind of dip into both today and then kind of get an idea of, you know, maybe which one I would recommend over the other one if I end up having one that I like more than the other one. If you guys don't know, I really love Covergirl eyeshadow palettes. Sorry, I'm trying to open it here. That's why I'm not looking at you. But I honestly feel like they're some of the best eyeshadow palettes at the drugstore. Whoa, that was really, oh, that was an awful sound. So here is the Peach Punch palette. Let's see if we can break the seal. Moment of truth. Ooh, it does smell like peaches. If you guys have been here for a while though, maybe you would wonder, is it better than the Too Faced peach palette? I don't think so. The Too Faced one smells better for sure, but I really like how they have a scented one at the drugstore. I think that's kind of fun. It adds a little something to your makeup routine. So that one smells nice. Let's open the chocolate one. I really like these cardboard like packaging on the outside. I think they're really cute. By the way, they came out with way more. For this video though, I wanted to just kind of tell you about the chocolate and the peach one, but they came out with a rose one. There was like a rainbow one. I don't remember what it was called. And like a sunset palette. Guys, there's like tons. So I found these at Walmart. Go check your Walmart and see what I'm talking about. And also like their rebranding is really cool. I like the packaging on this a lot. It looks really sleek. Ooh, it's a subtle smell of chocolate. It's not like the L'Oreal chocolate. Actually, maybe I'll use those today. I had another lip color planned, but I might use those scented lip colors from L'Oreal. I know L'Oreal also came out with, I think was it a peach palette? I know Tati reviewed that one, and I looked for it at my Walmart so that I can maybe compare scents or compare palettes. They didn't have it at mine. We're just going to be talking about the Covergirl ones today, but the scented palette thing at the drugstore is a thing all of a sudden. Really pretty colors in the chocolate one as well. Like this kind of has like an olive green undertone with gold glitter that like is calling to me right now. This one looks a little bit more summery to me. It has a little bit more of a rosy palette to it, but actually these ones have like purples in it too. I feel like you can make a variety of looks with both. There's enough diverse shades in each palette where I feel like you could create quite a few looks. So let's go ahead and put these on the eyes. I think I'm going to start off with this one. On camera, it kind of looks more of like a nude, and I'm wanting to see if it will kind of translate well as a transition shade, like a peach transition shade. So I'm going to go ahead and load a fluffy brush with that shade. This is in the Peach Punch palette, and let's see if that shows up at all as a transition shade. It might just be like a base shade. Yeah, it's kind of like my skin tone, so we're just going to put it on the other eye just to make it even. Let's dip into this pretty pink peachy shade. See how that applies. So far, that's looking really, really pretty. This is a really nice pink peach transition shade, which you guys know I love. The formula on this, I don't know if you guys can see. Do you see how dusty that was? It got in my hair. So the formula on this, I need to pull out my other CoverGirl palettes to see how they compare, but like for some reason I feel like they're a little more dusty than my other ones. It seems like the same idea though, where it's kind of more like you have to build up the pigment, which I think is the same as my other CoverGirl palettes. I'm just kind of dragging it out to the outer corner here. You guys know when I do my eyes first, I always clean up the fallout later, so I'm not even concerned about anything getting down here. I'm more focused on just making sure everything looks blended everywhere else. So now I'm just taking this brown shade in the palette, and I've kind of just built up this color on the outer third and into the crease a little bit. It's definitely, do you see all the kickback on this? I wonder if they changed the formula slightly, or maybe it's just been a minute since I've used my other CoverGirl palettes. They're still applying really nice. It's just a lot more fallout than what I remember. We're still gonna make it work though. So now I'm just taking the darkest shade in the chocolate palette, and I'm just really deepening up the outer third and the crease. I'm bringing it actually pretty far into the inner corner, because I think I'm wanting to do kind of like a cut crease. I know things got intense quickly. This is kind of like a dark, dark brown. It's really pretty. It looks like almost black in the pan though. Well, not in the light. That looks pretty dark brown. Never mind. Now I'm going to take some concealer on the back of my hand on just a flat paddle brush, and we're going to kind of carve out a little cut crease here. This is the first time I've kind of done a cut crease like this. I haven't really talked during this process because I'm very focused. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the peach palette and take this pretty like bronze shade on just a flat brush, and let's go ahead and stamp that over the concealer. I'm kind of changing my mind. I'm going to go into this one, the lighter shimmer shade in the peach palette, because I want more of that cut crease. Woo, we've got some fallout. I'm just pretty much covering that entire concealer area with that shade. Well guys, there's a first time for everything. This one's definitely not perfect. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of fix it a little bit as we go along. I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes with the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil. This is in the shade gray. I don't want the gray one. Where is the other one? Well, actually, I don't want to get up and find the other one, so we're going to use the shade gray. And I'm just going to go ahead and scribble this between the lashes, all the way from inner corner to outer corner. And I'm going to kind of create a wing that follows that same cut crease wing. I'm not going to go all the way out because I am going to be smudging this out with the dark brown shade. So I'm going to go back into the Chocoholic palette and go into that dark brown. And I'm just going to kind of stamp this on the liner and then smudge it out. So that way we have more of a soft definition along the lash line. Something like that. And then we will do the other eye. Alright, so now that we've got the liner on, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the fallout under the eyes with a handy makeup wipe. I'm going to especially be careful right underneath the wing we created here so we don't ruin all the hard work. So let's move on to Complexion. CoverGirl released a ton of new primers. This is one that they sent to me. I didn't actually have a chance to pick up any of the other ones, but I tried this once and I really like it so far. It's the CoverGirl Trublend Base Business Skin Smoothing Primer. So this one feels really, really awesome. It kind of reminds me a little bit of my Hydrate and Smooth primer from Maybelline. Just how it kind of has like a moisturizer consistency, but then you kind of feel like there's a silicone base in there too, so it smooths out everything but feels really moisturizing as well, which I've been really into for primers recently. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this all over the skin. And then you guys may have seen this already. They came out with a new foundation. This is the CoverGirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation. I have the shade L90. It's supposed to be 12 hours. It's supposed to have a matte finish. It's supposed to be transfer resistant. Again, I've worn this once and I applied it at night, so I didn't have a chance to like see how long it wore. So let's see how this applies. I've actually recently really wanted to try applying my foundation with a paddle brush because I love Melissa Alatorre and she does that a lot. But the closest thing I have actually that's clean is this from Bare Minerals. So, oh, I think she takes it off the back of her hand first. Ooh, I feel like that does provide a really nice coverage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply foundation all over the skin with this brush first. Then we're gonna take our Practic sponge, pick up whatever's left on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna go ahead and press this into the skin. So I think it's pretty much blended out now. I really like the initial coverage that this foundation gives. I obviously need to spot conceal some other areas, but as you can see, it's much more of a matte finish. It gave really nice coverage. So far so good. Let's go ahead and conceal the under eyes with my Ulta Full Coverage Concealer. I like to mix 2 shades right now. I like to use light neutral and fair neutral, so I'll do a little bit of light neutral first, and then I'll go into fair neutral. Just kind of get that right on top. And then we'll go in with that same sponge, just blend it out. Oh, I forgot to do the blemishes. Whoops. We'll do that in a second. I actually really like how the sponge kind of has a nice pointed tip because it helps me get into this inner corner here. I'm not sure how much I love like the size of the sponge though. It's almost like too big. Before I forget, let's go ahead and put concealer on the blemishes. And for that, I just use the shade Light Neutral. And we will just blend that out with that same sponge. So now I'm just going to take some of that lace baking powder. I actually poured some in my hand. And I'm dipping my brush in. And I'm going to go ahead and set the under eyes with this powder. I'm also going to take some of that same powder and just set the rest of the face. So that powder feels nice. I feel like the shade is actually maybe even a little bit dark. It seemed to kind of darken my under eye area, and my under eye area feels really, really tight. Again, I feel like it's this concealer. I've tried doing that before, like where I put a lot of powder over top of this concealer, and it just makes it feel really tight. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's go back into the Peach Punch palette so we can finish up the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and take that same shade that we used in the transition on the upper lid, and let's go ahead and pop this on the lower lash line. And I'm going to smoke it out pretty low and also bring it out to that outer corner there. Then I'm going to take the brown shade in the Peach palette on just that angled brush that we were using before. And I'm going to go ahead and smoke that on the lower lash line, kind of connecting the brown to the wing that we created up here. But I'm using a little bit of a softer color so it's not too heavy on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take that shimmery shade that we put all over the lid, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the inner third of the lower lash line so we can kind of tie in that pink shimmer shade. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on the Covergirl Lashblast Amplify Primer. This is new to Covergirl as well. You guys know how much I love lash primers. I was so excited to see that they launched this. I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the top and bottom lashes. This is always crazy looking when you apply the primer because your eyelashes look white. How creepy looking. But there was a new Covergirl mascara and I lost it. Like, it's a teal bottle and I have no idea where I put it. I seriously, I could not find it anywhere. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use the Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. As soon as I find the other one, I will totally use it in a tutorial because I want to show you guys how it looks and everything. But don't ask me how you lose a teal blue mascara. The mascara itself's not teal blue, but the bottle is. I don't know how I misplaced that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this Essence mascara over top of that primer. You guys know I've been loving this mascara so much recently. I'm going to go ahead and do like 2 or maybe 3 coats. Maybe 2 coats since we got the primer on. So you guys know I like this mascara alone, but with that primer I feel like it really adds even more volume, as you can see. So that's why I love lash primers. I think they're absolutely fantastic and I really do like that one. The other one that I use from the drugstore is from L'Oreal. I need to maybe try to do like a side-by-side comparison to see if there's really a difference in either, but I do feel like this one helped create that volume. So far I really, really like it. Let's go ahead and warm up the complexion. I'm going to use my Essence Sun Club bronzer. I love this. It smells so good. And I'm just going to use this to kind of warm up the entire complexion. I like to get it in the hairline as well, down the sides of the nose, underneath the nose a little bit. And you guys know I like this bronzer just to kind of create that all over warmth and glow. It's not really, you know, the shade that I would use to contour a ton. It does provide definition in my cheeks and stuff like that, but I just kind of like to use a fluffy brush and just go all over the face to bring back a little bit of warmth. It's been my favorite recently. So another thing from Covergirl that I was so excited to see is the Covergirl Trublend Super Stunner palette. It's a highlighting palette. They had 2 shades, I think, and this one is in the shade It's Lit. I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 right here and mix them. And let's go ahead and apply this to the cheeks. Very, very pretty highlighters. I've tried these before and they are extremely glowy. I don't actually know if this is the darker palette or the lighter palette. Covergirl sent this to me in a recent package and I didn't see it at my Walmart yet, so I'm assuming it's the lighter one because there's quite a few lighter shades in it, but just putting it above the brows, all the places I normally apply highlight, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that and apply it to the inner corner of the eyes. Look how pretty it is in the inner corner. Ooh. Put a little bit under the brow. Now for blush, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Total Face Palette. I recently picked this up in my full face under $30 video, and I really love the blush shades in here. So I'm going to go ahead and mix both. I need to pay attention to how long these wear because I did not last time, so I'm wondering if they are very long wearing or not. All I know so far is I really love the shades, just like gorgeous peachy natural tones. So if you like that kind of thing, you would like this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the makeup on my lips. And let me grab those chocolate lip colors. These were recently sent to me by L'Oreal. If you've watched me unbox them on Instagram, you would have seen them already. They are the Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipsticks, which you guys know I've tried this formula. If it's the same formula as my others, these are some of the most long-wearing liquid lipsticks. You can go wrong with them if you don't know how to apply them, but I personally really like them. So let's see. There's so many shades. Trying to figure out which one would look best with this look. Should we go with something a little more rosy? That's an option. That's an option. No, I don't think that one would look good. Maybe. That's like fall vampy. That's an option. So we have these four. You know what? Since we did the chocolate and the peach palette, maybe I will do the shade Candyman with Sweet Tooth in the center. Hang on. Are we gonna like that? Hang on, this is just a test run. Okay, I'm starting over. I think Candyman is a little bit too like mauve for this, so I wanna use one of the others. Okay, the shade I'm liking most is this one called Sweet Tooth, but let's apply it and see how it looks because it's a very nude, but it's a little bit more warm tone than the others. So let's see how it looks. I'm pressing it in with my finger. I did a very light layer. Too much of this can be a bad thing. I'm just gonna let it dry. It starts to get really sticky. Now while it's drying, I am going to go ahead and touch up my eyebrows. So let's go back into the brows. It's still not all the way dry yet. It's still a little bit sticky, but I have to say I really like that color with the eye look. Let's go ahead and set the face. You guys know I've been into like my 3-step set. So I wanted to try that out with some drugstore products. So I think I'm gonna kind of do the first spray with my Mario Badescu facial spray. So let's see how that goes. That'll just kind of melt everything together. Well, first though, we didn't do a step back and assess, but I think I like how everything looks. I'm gonna add a little more highlight, touch up the bronzer before we lock it in. I really like how nude slash a little bit of peach this is with the cheeks and the transition shade. I think we're good to go. Let's lock this in with the Mario Badescu facial spray first. Okay, handy fan. Woo! I hope this works. Okay, we got that one, and now I'm gonna go into the CoverGirl Look Lockup Setting Spray. I need to make sure I don't spray my lips because that like re-dampened the drying. So let's spray this. More sticky. And I'm just patting down any peach fuzz as well as any water droplets from the spray. Okay, that like ruined my lips. So if you're gonna use this lipstick, you guys, set your face before. I don't really do that, but I did not today, so we're gonna reapply it at the end. Let's try that again. Now that the lip color is drying again, I'm gonna go into my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder and just kind of press that into the areas that I know I don't wanna be oily. So my chin, around the smile lines, center of the forehead, and the tip of my nose tends to get oily sometimes, so I like to kind of just press that there as well. Let's set the brows with the Glossier Boy Brow in Blonde. I want this lip to dry. All right, so that completes this makeup look. That felt like a long time coming, but I really like how this look turned out. So let's kind of go through really quickly the palettes. I definitely think that I was able to create a really, really nice look with both of these palettes. I feel like it just depends on which one you prefer. If you like using peachy tones and maybe you wouldn't use some of these darker purple tones, maybe pick up the peach one. But if you like browns, like dark browns, light browns, and I really am dying to play with that kind of olive green shade, then maybe pick this one up. I feel like they were really nice. For some reason, I do feel like they were a little more dusty than my other palettes from CoverGirl. I don't know if they changed the formula slightly. I will need to go compare and see if it's just in my head or if that's actually the case. Regardless though, I do feel like, again, I was able to create a really nice look with them. So I felt like that was a success. They do smell really good, kind of a fun palette. I really like the CoverGirl highlighting palette. It looks so buttery and smooth on the skin. What else was new that I used? The CoverGirl primer I feel like looked really nice, and the foundation as well I feel like looks really nice. I mean, I have nothing really bad to say about it. I actually love how the look turned out. So by the way, I really like this lip color too. I normally don't like lip colors that are this light because it creates that line, but with how long wearing this formula is, I'm hopeful that it will look like this for hours and it won't get creepy. So good new stuff from the drugstore, don't you think? I love when the drugstore comes out with like new great products, and it makes me so happy when I'm able to create a nice glam look using all affordable things. Oh, I did really like this Revolution powder as well. I'm gonna keep playing with it, try it with a different concealer because it still feels kind of tight underneath or over top of the Ulta concealer, since that's such a full coverage and long wearing concealer. I want to kind of try it with other concealers, but that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you all so much for coming back to my channel and for watching. If you guys are new here and you haven't yet joined the family, please do so by hitting the subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you on board. And if you guys want to be a part of the notification squad, just go ahead and click on the bell after you subscribe, and that'll mean you'll be notified every time I post a video, since I do post Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays every single week. Also, thank you all so much for your amazing feedback on the first edition of the After Party, which I launched, which is my magazine that I just released. The first edition went out on June 1st. The second edition will be going out on July 1st. So if you want to be a part of the After Party and you want to receive my magazine, just go ahead and click on the link down below to sign up so you don't miss an issue. Yes! I always try to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I think that's everything. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!